Hey, welcome back. Episode 19, How to Network and Boss It. It starts with a quiet hum of the room, getting louder as you walk towards it. Then, like magic, you're standing at the edge of an event, coffee in hand, scanning a sea of unfamiliar faces. Everyone seems to already know someone. You scroll your phone for a second. It's acting as a small buffer from the awkwardness. Everyone does it. And then you ask yourself the question that so many of us do. How do people actually network and not feel fake about it? Networking, especially in your early career or during a life pivot, can feel like trying to breathe underwater. You know it's supposed to be natural, but it just isn't. We're told to put ourselves out there, but rarely taught how to do it without losing our sense of authenticity. And that's what we're talking about today. How to network and boss it without performing, pretending, or feeling fake. Welcome to Pivot Era, a calm space for Gen Z professionals and reflective adults navigating growth, change, and creative pivots. I'm glad you're here. Let's start with a small story. A friend of mine, Jazz, unlike his namesake, once told me that he used to avoid networking at all costs. He'd show up to events late, hide behind the snack table, and pray that someone, anyone, would start the conversation first. But one day, he shifted something small. Instead of thinking, I need to impress people, he asked, what if I just tried to make one real connection today? Not 10, not a crowd, just one. And that changed everything. That's the first quiet truth of networking. It's not about collecting contacts, it's about cultivating curiosity. When you approach a conversation like a performance, your body knows it. You tense up, you script yourself, you lose presence. But when you approach it like curiosity, like a chance to learn someone's story, something softens. Networking stops being a transaction. It becomes connection. So, if you've ever searched how to network when you're shy or how to network in your 20s, here's what I've learned. You don't have to be the loudest person in the room. You just have to be the most present. Ask questions. Listen. Truly listen. That's a skill. People remember how you make them feel far more than what you say. Here's a framework that helps ground me. I call it the 3 C's of networking. 1. Curiosity. Start by being genuinely interested. Instead of, what do you do? Try, what's something you're working on that's been exciting lately? It opens the door for a story, not a resume. 2. Connection. Look for shared threads, not status. Maybe you both care about design, or mental health at work, or navigating imposter syndrome in your career. That shared humanity is the glue that builds trust. 3. Continuity. Follow up gently. A simple, it was fab chatting about X, and I'd love to stay in touch, goes further than a LinkedIn Connect blast. Networking isn't one moment, it's a rhythm. But let's be real. Networking still brings up stuff. Social anxiety, comparison. The quiet voice that says, why would they want to talk to me? If that voice shows up for you, it's okay. It's human. The trick isn't to silence it, it's to walk with it. You can remind yourself, I'm not here to prove my worth. I'm here to share space. That small reframe can turn a nerve-wracking event into an opportunity for mutual discovery. And if you're in a career pivot, maybe changing industries, exploring creativity, or starting over, remember this. Networking isn't just about climbing up. It's about branching out. It's how we cross-pollinate ideas between fields. How a tech designer learns from an artist. How a marketer learns from a writer. How AI and creativity find their common heartbeat. So don't think of networking as selling yourself. Think of it as building your learning community. A web of people who help you see new possibilities, and whom you can also help in return. Sometimes the best networking happens quietly. In DMs, shared articles, small voice notes. You don't have to go to every event or master every elevator pitch. You just have to show up consistently with intention. If you reach out to someone you admire, don't just say, can I pick your brain? Instead, share why their work resonates. Show that you've done your homework. Ask a question that makes them think, not just reply. That's what makes you memorable. Your attention, not your ambition. And maybe that's the deeper layer of learning how to network and boss it. Real confidence doesn't come from knowing everyone. It comes from knowing yourself and letting others meet that version of you. When you walk into a room with that kind of energy, calm, open, grounded, people feel it. You don't have to dominate the space to make an impression. You just have to bring presence. So the next time you're at a meetup or on a Zoom call or sliding into a LinkedIn chat, pause, take a breath, and ask yourself, what would it look like to make this conversation human? That's all it takes. One question, one connection, one real exchange that feels like you. This is Pivot Era, where we explore the emotional side of work, creativity, and becoming. If today's reflection resonated, share it with someone who's learning to find their voice in the professional world, someone who's ready to connect, not just network. And remember, you're not behind. You're just unfolding, one connection at a time. Oh, and for the reality check, you will make mistakes. Sometimes you'll feel silly too, but it does get better. You just watch. It really does get better. This is an AI voice-powered podcast shared by humans who simply want to connect across generations and normalize the art of starting again. New episodes drop every Wednesday and Sunday. Please follow us and share it with someone who's navigating their own pivot or who needs to hear that beginnings aren't failures, they're growth.